Supreme Court justices strike down a nationwide vaccine mandate.
The federal government cannot force them to do that.
But on another key issue, they sided with the president. Navigating South Florida real estate.
And it's very hard to find a home right now.
As the market continues to take off. And speaking of taking off.
Ignition and liftoff.
SpaceX launching from Florida en route to low Earth orbit. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida, TGIF. Thank
From
God it's
South
Friday.
Florida
I'm
Media
Christopher
Network's
Gomez.
Biscayne-based
I'm Anya
studios in
Joseph.
North
Today's
Miami.
Friday,
This
January
is
14,
SFMN
2022.
Newsbreak.
COVID-19 mandates for businesses are set to change as the Supreme Court blocks the Biden administration's rules. In a few days, vaccine and testing mandates for more than 80 million workers at large companies nationwide will now be blocked by the Supreme Court.
The network's Lali Solache is in the control center with the latest.
The Supreme Court is delivering a damaging blow to President Biden's efforts to mandate COVID-19 vaccines nationwide and blocking the administration's emergency rule requiring private companies with 100 or more employees to have their workforces fully vaccinated or tested weekly.
Private employers can choose to have a vaccine mandate. They can choose to have a vaccine or test mandate. But what the Supreme Court said today is the federal government cannot force them to do that.
The Supreme Court did hand a win to the Biden administration, allowing a nationwide vaccine mandate for certain healthcare workers to go into effect.
CMS's requirement for healthcare workers to be vaccinated will save the lives of patients, as well as the lives of doctors, nurses, and others who work in healthcare settings. It will cover 17 million healthcare workers at 76,000 medical facilities. The Supreme Court upheld it, and we will enforce that.
President Biden said in a statement that he is disappointed in the ruling blocking the vaccination requirements for big employers. But the White House says it still plans to encourage private businesses to voluntarily impose vaccine mandates.
President Biden will be calling on and will continue to call on businesses to immediately join those who have already stepped up.
Businesses agreed to require some healthcare workers at facilities that participate in Medicare and Medicaid to be vaccinated. In the control center, Lali Solache, South Florida Media Network.
Zitlali, thank you. Brightline restored this morning after a collision between a train and an SUV in Miami. Miami Fire Rescue arrived on scene at North Miami Avenue and 20th Street and assisted a man that was stuck in the passenger seat. The driver and passenger were transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
With his ongoing legal troubles, Prince Andrew is being stripped of all his military titles. Following his sexual assault case, Buckingham Palace announced Thursday that all his military affiliations and royal patronages have been returned to the Queen. It stems from his association with the late Jeffrey Epstein. According to a royal source, Prince Andrew is also unable to use his title Royal Highness in official capacity.
With the pandemic pushing up prices, property in South Florida has become a hot commodity. The network's Rebecca Morales has more on the real estate surge.
After the pandemic, South Florida has become popular in the real estate market, attracting buyers from all over, but leaving Floridians feeling like they're excluded from the buyer's market.
It's very expensive right now. It's very expensive. The cost of living has increased substantially as well, and it's very hard to find a home right now. It's very hard to find something that you want to buy on the market. You don't just want to buy anything, you'd like to buy your dream home.
Melissa Miranda, a potential buyer and a resident of Florida, is referring to the uptick in prices that could be a possible cause of inflation in the real estate business.
In certain areas of the market, you see that in comparison to last year, property values have gone up anywhere from 10% all the way up to 30% in certain areas. The local market is frustrated because they're facing competition from out of state, from the Northeast, from the West Coast, moving down here and buying properties cash. So the local market has experienced has been affected tremendously, and they're frustrated.
The future may offer promising lower rates in this market, but for right now, competition and low inventory are causing for buyers to get desperate. Rebecca Morales for the South Florida Media Network.
Dozens of new communication satellites in orbit this morning after a launch from Florida. Yesterday morning, 2 Falcon 9 rockets launched into orbit from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The rockets were carrying payloads of 105 small satellites. The mission was the second successful launch of 2022 for SpaceX.
A legendary rocker taking the stage in South Florida this holiday weekend, but without any music.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
He's taking off from it. We're going to be westbound on Bahia Track.
A police chase in Florida going off-road, but the man on this dirt bike got foiled by an eye in the sky. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter! Your feelings matter! Your identity matters! Everything about who you are matters!
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
COVID-19 has changed how we show up and show out with our family. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to talking smack with a side of mac and cheese. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions. Should I get it? Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's smart to question. Now, get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
He's taking off from it. We're going to be westbound on Bahia Track.
He's in Florida and a man on a dirt bike all caught by a helicopter camera. A biker running from the cops in Silver Springs caught and cuffed.
The chase ended behind a home where Marion County deputies say 20-year-old Tijon Watson got off his bike and tried to hide. He was quickly arrested even though the deputies lost him. When he went into the woods several times, the helicopter never lost sight.
The singer for heavy metal legends Iron Maiden is going on a solo tour this month, but not the kind you'd expect. Bruce Dickinson is going on a spoken word tour. Beyond stories of his music career, Dickinson gets personal with the tales he regales his audience with.
It started out as a more interesting way of doing book readings. But then I quickly realized that what I'd sort of unwittingly created was a sort of a monster in its own right. That it was actually a one-man show, and it's kind of comedic, it's hopefully uplifting, it's quite rude.
An evening with Bruce Dickinson kicks off on the 17th in Fort Lauderdale with shows to follow in Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville. Don't miss it.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Anya Joseph.
And I'm Christopher Gomez. Have a great day and a great weekend. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu. Take care.